Morning all, it is 20 past 9 on the 14th of March 2022. I don't know whether you'll be able to see this plane in the distance. This is a grand total of the 5th plane I have seen, heard, go over the top of me. Now bearing in mind I normally hear everything, and I do hear everything and see everything. I don't think you're going to see it. It's in the distance anyway over there. No trail, none of them any trails whatsoever. One of them came over earlier, really early, and activated the fog, no doubt about it. That's kind of descended, been and gone. Since then, there's been a grand total of 3 or 4. Most of them been going this direction, which is unusual in itself. It's not a standard flight path by any stretch. And not one of them's left a trail in the sky, so something about this condensation trail. There's another one, look, same direction. Gotta love it. Look, this is why you need to keep your eyes on the sky all the time. Like I say, I am watching this almost permanently, which is why I know a lot of shit about it. It's not by chance. I don't just talk crap. Like, I know a lot of shit. Sadly, I haven't got a camera that fucking picks all this stuff up like most people have, but I don't know whether we'll see it. There is one up there somewhere. You might see it. I can't see it, but like, that doesn't mean a lot. I can see it with my eyes, but like, the camera might not pick it up. However, so like, that's number 7. Yet again, this strange direction. None of them leaving a chemtrail or a contrail. Nothing, which is what I've been repeating over and over and over and over to people for a long time now, that these planes, modern jet engines, do not emit any sort of trail, full stop. Like, so this contrail thing is a con, as in a confidence trick. There's no way you can tell me that the air up there is any warmer today than it is any other fucking day, and therefore it's not going to happen. That is absolute gibberish, and all part of media spin. Like I say, you don't have to be a scientist wearing a fucking lab coat to know what's going on in the world. I've been deeply connected to nature for over 40 years now, and when you spend as much time as I do looking at it, watching it, observing, like, I love birds of prey, so like, I've spent a lot of my life looking at the skies. As a result, I have a fairly good idea as to what goes on in the skies. I've also worked as a landscaper for over 25 years, so weather is a little bit of an obsession. Hello, mate. Got a dog barking at me, as they do. Because it's very important to know what's going on, or have an inkling as to when a little gust of wind's going to mean there's a storm coming in, or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look out, they're all off. So there you go. This video really is to show how few planes there are crossing over Britain at any one time. When people say that our airports are absolutely smashed and there's people in and out all the time, they have no idea what is going on. Like I say, there has been, since May last year particularly, has been the busiest our skies have ever been, by a long way. There's another one going over I can hear. Where's that? I can hear it, I can't see it. Probably quite high up, but it's obviously not leaving any sort of trail. So like I say, there is no reason for any of these planes to be leaving any trails in the sky. I'll tell you what's noticeable today, there's no sign of the moon. Last few days it's been very visible. All of a sudden now, nowhere to be seen again. Isn't that bizarre? It should be about there. However, it is not. I keep my eyes peeled for that. Maybe it's done its random disappearing act again, like it does. It's very, very strange what goes on with it lately. Seems to get to a certain stage and then disappear for a week and a half, and it's like, I'm sure that never used to happen. There's a lot of things that never used to happen that do nowadays. Maybe the simulator's broken. Who knows? You never know. Maybe that's what the solar flare direct hit was all about. Something got hit and broken, and now things maybe return to normal a little bit. Well, I don't think they'll ever return to normal, whatever normal is anyway. The world's definitely not going back to how it was. That's a dead cert, and for good reason. Well, it kind of is going to go back, but not in the way that we think. More nature-based, which is something a lot of us have been striving for a long time, and really pushing and just saying we need to embrace the past a little bit more, and like natural medicines and natural ways of living, and just live in proper communities and stop being so separated from each other. I mean, says I in my little shack in the middle of nowhere. However, at the moment it was kind of a deliberate get back to self tactic and get into growing some food and what have you, and break away from the system a little bit and show that it can be done really on very, very minimal budget, resources. I mean, I'm very, very resourceful, very good at finding things, salvaging things, turning things into other things. As you see around, I have some shower doors, windows, you name it. Most things I've found. Pretty much salvaged an entire bathroom that somebody was refitting in the last week or two. Everything will get used. Got a few bits off a mate yesterday. Do you know what I mean? So it's all coming together. But I just wanted to point that out anyway, how few planes there really are flying across our country at any one time. It's very, very minimal. So there's the proof for you. So when you see 50, 60 planes turn up in the space of an hour, you really should be questioning it and saying, isn't that a bit fucking odd? Like, why so many all of a sudden? Like, you can't tell me that like people don't fucking leave to go on holiday at all times of day, because I've been on holiday myself, and like, I know that is the case. People go at all times of day and land at all times of day deliberately, because you wouldn't be able to fucking organise it to have fucking 400 planes all leave at the same fucking time. It would be ridiculous. Like, it's just, there would be too much going on in the air. There'd be too much for air traffic controllers to deal with, etc., etc. No, it would just be mental, which proves that it's been nefarious activity and fucking military involved, you name it. Like, it's been dodgy as anything, like, for a long time. And like, particularly, like I say, this last, well, 8-9 months has been insane. However, we are about to go into some very, very different times by the sounds of things. So get ready for it. Anyway, I'll leave that there because I could ramble on all day. I see my first lapwing of the day, of the year today, which is exciting times. And peace and love. Enjoy the blue.